Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you are all well. So today we are going to discuss the 27th problem in the TLE Eliminators CP sheet, 800 rated problems. The problem name is 1 and 2. So let's get started. Let's first start by reading the problem statement. You are given a sequence A to N. Each element of A is 1 or 2. Find out if an integer k exists so that the following conditions are met. K is between 1 to n minus 1 and the product of all the elements till k and after k is equal. If there exist multiple k that satisfy the given condition, print the smallest. So we'll have an n and a sequence of numbers. The numbers are only 1 and 2. If there is no such possible k, then we need to print minus 1. So let's first see what the problem wants to say. We'll be given a sequence. Let's suppose we take the first test case. So the question wants us to find an index k such that if we divide the element on that index, the product of both sides is equal. Like if this is the array, then if we divide it here, then the product of these elements and the product of these elements should be equal. Right? In this, we can have this index, like the product of this is 4 and the product of this is 4. We can also have this also, like this is also 4 and this is also 4, but we cannot have this. Why? Because the product here is 8 and the product here is 2. So we need to find the smallest k for which the product is equal. So one thing we can note here is these ones have no significance in our answer. Like they will only influence the value of k. The main answer would be calculated on the number of 2's. Now suppose the number of 2's is odd. If it's odd, then we won't be able to divide the array. Like let's suppose this example that we have 5 2's. Now, wherever we split, like even if we split here, 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 or anywhere, we can never have the product equal, right? So when the number of 2's is odd, then the answer is definitely no. So we'll definitely print minus 1. So this is the only case where the answer would be minus 1. Otherwise, if the number of 2's is even, or even if it's 0, then we can always have the answer. So now we just need to find where the number of 2's is equal to half of the total number of 2's. Like in this test case, the total number of 2's were 4. So we'll just have an index where the count of 2's become half that number. Like here there were 4 2's. So wherever we get count of 2 becomes 2, that will be our index. So this index is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So here our count becomes 2 and we print 2. So that's all we need to do in this question. So let's see some code. We will input an n, that would be our size of the array. Then we will input the whole array. While taking the array as input, we will count the number of 2's. Now if this count is odd, then we will simply print minus 1. That is, our answer is not possible. Otherwise, we'll again traverse over the array. Traverse and find an index where current count equals count by 2. That is our final index and we will print that value. So that is all we need to do in this code. I hope you got the explanation. Now let's move on to code the same. So I have my boilerplate code here. We'll have an n, that is the size of the array. We'll make a vector of size n. That is our input array. Then we will take the whole array as input. We will have a variable that is the count of 2's. We'll initialize it to 0. Now if ARR of I, that is the current element, equals 2, then we will increment the count. Now if the count is odd, then we will simply print minus 1 and we will continue. This means we cannot divide our array into two halves. Now we will have a current count variable that is 0 and we will have an index that is minus 1. So this index will store our answer. So we will traverse on the array. If the element is 2, then we will increment our current count. If the current count becomes equal to the count of 2's divided by 2, then we got our answer. Then the answer is I and we'll break here, and in the end we'll print the answer, that is the index. Now we need to print plus 1 because we are following a 0 based indexing here and we want the answer in 1 based indexing. So that's the code. Now let's try for the sample test cases. Answer should be 2 minus 1 1. Yeah, so the code works for the sample test cases. Now let's try to submit it. Paste and submit. So it got accepted. That means our solution and our approach is correct. I hope you understood the problem. Comment down what was your approach for solving the same problem. The solution link would be in the description section. Do check it out. Also, this is a playlist for all the problems in the CP sheet. Do check out all the other problems as well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.